the Scarlattis and whatnot. And then Gershwin just came out of nowhere, no one could understand it.
Gershwin's most ambitious undertaking for the Scandals was a 20-minute opera called Blue Monday. Composed in 5 days, it contained many musical cliches. But some of the material, sung in true operatic fashion, pointed clearly towards developments to come.
I must admit, although I don't like Sunday, I have a fit when I go through Blue Monday. Monday's the one day that my dice lose. They just refuse. That's when my cares are always bigger. His cares are always bigger.
An opera fitted very oddly into a music hall review, so it was not surprising when it was withdrawn after the opening night, despite its prestigious conductor, Paul Whiteman.
I'm gonna save my love.
Whiteman's arranger, Ferde Grofe, did the orchestration, first for jazz band, and eventually adapted it for symphony orchestra.
So this is playing F.
The historic concert took place on February the 12th, 1924, at the Odeon
Yes.
Hall in New York.
Velocity and
In
Rhythm
the
in
audience was a
Broken
formidable
Thirds.
array of social and
Clementi,
artistic
Opus
figures.
44,
Among them,
number
Jascha
2,
Heifetz, Fritz Kreisler, Rachmaninoff, Leopold
number
Stokowski,
2,
Stravinsky.
Great Sound, Piano
Called an
Forte.
experiment in modern music, the program was to present jazz in all its various facets. As the long program progressed, there were signs of restlessness, even boredom. After 23 numbers, almost at the end of the program, Gershwin strolled up to the piano and sat down. With the first opening wail of the clarinet solo, the audience sat up.
What he did is he opened up the concert hall to the American composer. No one took American composers seriously, and most, usually you had to be European or dead. Mostly both, So he did that, and they said, oh, here's this very young, handsome guy, and he's suddenly an American composer playing concertos in Carnegie Hall.
What's so special about Gershwin is that his music appeals to us, and very often we don't know within the traditional fabric of musical life where to put it. The actual first time the piano plays, it just plays. Now this is in that nighttime, lonesome world, which perhaps is best expressed in this piece, where everything is stripped aside and you just have someone sitting in a back room playing. Now this little touch, that's from Chopin or Liszt or some other wonderful thing that he studied. But this is... It has a simplicity and a directness and an honesty which is unprecedented in the world of concert music. There's just no adornment. There's just nothing. And he comes back to this again and again.
Next line. A, C, A, C. C and E. Oh yes.
Gershwin didn't consciously
G.
develop a tone of longing in his music. It was something which was there. It was in contrast to that whole up-tempo, jazz age quality. The longing quality, as has been very often remarked, was a synthesis of elements from Jewish music, from black music, from blues, from various elements of jazz.
Alright, C and D, third finger. This one third.
The Rhapsody in Blue has seen many guises. It has been done in music halls, played by piano solo harmonica, and mandolin orchestra, and sung by an a cappella chorus. And in 1984, it opened the Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Some chords.
Inspired George Gershwin to create this American classic.
Third
It
line.
involves no less than 84 grand pianos.
Okay. Continue.
As Gershwin's fame spread and people began to recognize his tunes by their beat and a quickening of the rhythm which became his hallmark, he moved up in the social world.
Third finger.
Among his new friends and acquaintances were Gertrude Lawrence, Maurice Chevalier, the Moss Hearts, and even Maurice Ravel. Gershwin was gregarious in society, and with his piano playing, he quickly became the center of any party. An evening with Gershwin was always a Gershwin evening.
Every time he came into anybody's house, he sat down and played the piano. Amore, my husband, and Cole Porter wrote a musical together called Jubilee. And the character who is supposed to be Elsa Maxwell says, and talking about the party she's going to give, she says, "'Twill be different in every way. Gershwin's promised not to play."
I think he loved a large group because then he sat down at the piano, which is what he loved to do better than anything else. I don't ever remember him in close touch with just one or two people where he would talk and give you his views. He did not like to be alone. He hated to be alone. I used to go over there every afternoon. He didn't even like to work alone, you see. When I was there, he was always working. And I was also working. I had embroidery and all kinds of things that I brought along with me. And then about 4 o'clock, we'd go for a little sprint through the park, running. And that was fun.
And the last line.
He had a rare capacity for making friends. Among them was one person who became closer to him than anybody else. Kay Swift, the composer of Fine and Dandy and Can We Be Friends?
I don't think he went through a thing of saying, "Oh, I must write music." I think he just did it the way some people cross their legs when they sit down and others just sit like this. I know it was that way with me too, exactly. I started writing little silly tunes when I was 5 and always hearing music, but he did not hear it nearly as much as I did as a child because his parents were not especially musical. And I think it was quite instinctive. I don't think he analyzed how he wanted to do anything. I think it just came through.
Oh, sweet mommy, lady, be good. Oh, lady, be good to me. I'm so awfully misunderstood. So, lady, be good to me.
In 1924, at the Liberty Theater in New York, a new show began, Lady Be Good. Fred and Adele Astaire played a brother and sister routine who had fallen on hard times.
Can you hear me?
It was brisk and inventive, and had a wealth of original ideas.
Can you see?
The songs were delightful and literate, well above the run-of-the-mill of
That's
musical comedy
velocity and
writing.
rhythm and broken thirds.
It contains
Clementi.
such Gershwin classics as Fascinating Rhythm
it's the,
and The Man I Love.
Grade 7 piano studies. Thank you very much, Stephen.